I'm your host Noah from ZeldaFollower, and today we're going to be going deeper into the Zelda franchise. Today I'm going to be talking about 5 things that surprisingly changed the Zelda formula in Breath of the Wild. If you haven't already, please subscribe. If you did not like this video, please leave constructive criticism instead of a dislike. If you did, leave a like and tell me what you liked about it and what you didn't. Number 5. No heart pieces to collect. In other Zelda games, one of the most reliable collectible items in previous Zelda games is the heart pieces of a container. These are quarter hearts that give you another life container once you've collected 4 pieces. This is on the top of full heart containers that give you for completing major dungeons. In Breath of the Wild, instead you'll find opportunities to upgrade either your heart containers or stamina at certain times through the game. What it means: Breath of the Wild has a ton of collectibles. You are always picking up new weapons and shields. Your inventory will burst at the seams for food and monster parts. On top of that, Nintendo is doing something more interesting with things that you upgrade, like to spec Link, and a finite number with heart pieces lying in specific spots around the world that kinda take away from being able to grow Link whenever you want, you know? Number 4. You don't choose your own name. In other Zeldas, in The Legend of Zelda for the Nintendo Entertainment System, you can name your character whatever you want. It is taking a part of ownership and building a connection with Link. In Breath of the Wild, you're Link, and you can set up your Nintendo Switch profile name to be whatever you want, but you can't input your own name for the character in Breath of the Wild. What it means: voice acting.
I've done up until now, it was all for nothing.
Nintendo is primarily relying on text to present dialogue, but several moments has full voice performances, and that means your character is called Link so that Nintendo doesn't have to work on a custom character name. It seems like Nintendo has realized that everyone feels just as strong as a connection to Link despite whether they choose his name. Number 3. You'll barely ever see rupees. In other Zeldas, rupees are everywhere. You get rupees for exploring the world, for killing enemies, and for smashing pots. You get so many you would have to purchase wallet upgrades to hold more. In Breath of the Wild, you'll play through multiple challenge dungeons and at least 5 hours before, you're gonna see your first rupee. They are hiding in grass, and they don't burst out of moblins when you defeat them. What it means: Breath of the Wild as an economy. You'll still need rupees to buy a lot of things. I have my eye on a nice set of stealth armor in a shop, but you typically won't get money by going out and searching for it. Instead, you get rupees by participating in the world of Hyrule, like collecting ingredients to make a robust steak and seafood fry that you could just sell to someone else. Eventually, you'll find out what's worth a lot, and you can always keep an eye out for the elements that you can craft the most valuable bargaining chips, and you won't miss collecting rupees the old-fashioned ways, I promise. Number 2, sorry. In other Zeldas, music is inseparable in other Zelda games. Like in A Link for the Past for Super Nintendo, a theme would play on a loop on the overworld and dungeons and inside homes. In Breath of the Wild, huge chunks of the game have no music at all. The overworld only has music when you get into combat, and that's basically about it. What it means: Nintendo is going for something more complementive with the Breath of the Wild. This isn't always a grand adventure. You'll come across moments, but sometimes you're a Hylian surviving off the land, trying to scrape other few boars and make a steak. The silence gives the world room to breathe and exist beyond confines of an adventure. Number 1. Busy heads-up display. In other Zeldas, Nintendo has given you a lot of information, the heads-up displays, the HUDs in its Zelda games. You see what weapons you have equipped, how many hearts you have, how many arrows you have left, how much magic you have, and more, In Breath of the Wild, Nintendo has made an HUD in Breath of the Wild even busier. Beyond the traditional meters and status bars, the game now has multiple instruments and gauges for detecting the state of the world. A thermometer that tells you the temperature, a decibel meter that measures the sound of the footsteps, and a radar flashes if it tells you your closest important locations. What it means: all of this is additional information is necessary because Nintendo has made Breath of the Wild so much more complex than previous Zeldas. The weather system, the physics system, the stamina mechanic are all just small parts of this larger simulation just running around the world of Hyrule, and players need to have the proper feedback in order to efficiently interact with their surroundings. But it's still Zelda, right? My review is coming really soon. This is still Zelda. I don't know how the hell Nintendo did this, but it somehow found the foundation and heart of the franchise, and once again built a new shell around it that makes it a total sense. Yeah, it's an open world game and we've seen a lot of those, but Breath of the Wild doesn't feel like Far Cry with cuckoos. Instead, everything's just simply Zelda. This transition of the Ocarina of Time formula to this new Zelda is almost impressive, as Nintendo taking a 2D, A Link to the Past, and making it with the 3D Ocarina of Time. You should see it for yourself. Thank you for watching. I'm Noah from Zelda Follower. See you next time.